This is Lane Brains with Cameron Klein and Esley Bus.
All right, everybody, welcome to Lane Brains Podcast, third episode in. Cam Klein, Esley Bus, sitting across from me.
What's going on?
An anticlimactic weekend of fights. Not a whole lot going on. Bellator 225. This first thing I'm going to talk about. Bellator, I don't know if you noticed it. Like, I have their app, right? So I was looking on their app to, like, follow with the fighters because, like, they don't often post, during the fight, they don't have, like, their names come up, like, during the fight often.
Really?
They're not up the whole time. Like, sometimes they'll, like, come up frequently, but they're not up the whole time. Like, in the UFC, like, it'll have one person's name with the color the whole time.
Yeah, they do, like, the little name, and then they have, like, the glove next to it. They color the gloves, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I always have the app open, whatever. The way they, like, order their fights, they just go out of order.
Huh.
And it drives me up the fucking wall. Like, the first fight on the main card was supposed to be Vitaly Minakov versus Timothy Johnson. That's what it said on the app. And then I'm watching, the main card starts, and it's Terrell Fortune versus Rudy Shafford.
Really?
And I'm like, what? I'm like, this, okay, one of these guys is black. So this doesn't add, like, neither, like, the other, according to the app, they're both supposed to be white. What the fuck's going on here? Like, it does that all the time, and it just drives me up the fucking wall.
That's weird.
Like, and they do these things, like, I just, not a fan. Like, they do stuff like, they brought in, like Douglas Lima and Rory McDonald to, like, talk to each other in the octagon. And I'm just like, dude, just get to the fight. Just show a promo that's, like, 2 minutes long. And just, why do you have to go through this whole, like, awkward charade of, like, Rory McDonald, like, kind of talking shit to somebody, even though he never talks shit? It's like, dude, just let's go. Get the fucking show on the road.
They're trying to make something happen, like, make him talk shit. You know, the UFC does it, too. They're like, oh, they love when they do it.
Yeah, but I feel like the UFC, like, they know their fighters more, where, like, they're not going to do it with, like, Wonder Boy fighting against, like, I don't know, like Michael Chiesa or something like that. They're both guys that don't really talk shit too often. They're not going to, like, put them together and expect them to put fireworks. Whereas, like, if it's Conor McGregor, they're going to put him anywhere because he's always going to talk shit. It's always fun. But I don't know. Anyway. But
There's all finishes, right, on the card?
I'm pretty sure.
Every single match.
It was nuts, dude. A Gracie with an armbar. Big shocker there. I remember the heel hook was nasty.
Ricky
Austin
Bandejas.
He's
He's
a beast, man. Back in the win column. Super happy for him. He lost like 2 in a row. Yeah, Juan Archuleta, Patrick Mix, and then he beat Caridi this weekend with a knockout. Beautiful.
Awesome.
Beautiful. He's like always, everyone, like, I don't care what he does the rest of his career, everyone's going to bring up the James Gallagher knockout.
Yeah.
Over and over again. Like, that's, like, last night. Like, even though he lost 2 fights before that, that's all they were like. They were like, oh, but he can knock people out, as we've seen when he knocked the shit out of James Gallagher.
He's just riding James Gallagher's, like, wave, kind of, you know.
I mean, it was just so satisfying. Like, James Gallagher was, like, in his face and just was a dick the whole time.
Yeah, he talked all that shit. It has an effect on people.
Yeah. Some people don't like it, dude. Right. They're not about it. But, I mean, did you watch it?
I did not.
Okay, I didn't think so. But, so Matt Mitrione, he fought against Kharitonov.
Kharitonov won. I know the results.
Yeah. Kharitonov won, knocked him out. Matt Mitrione lost his mouthpiece 4 times in the first 2 rounds. And at first I was like, is this intentional? Like, what the fuck is happening where his mouthpiece just keeps popping out? And it turns out he, like, tweeted later and said how, like, he either, like, lost it or, like, it was, like, lost in his luggage kind of thing. I don't remember entirely what the story was, but he didn't have, like, his normal molded mouthpiece, and he had to, like, just go out and buy one from, like, Walmart. And they tried to do, like, a boil thing, which is, like, you put it in, like, boiling water, and it makes it, like, moldable. And then you just bite down on it really hard. Like, I did it for, like, football when I did football in middle school. And that's supposed to, like, help, like, get it on there, but it does, like, not really. Not for, like, what they do. Like, most of them have, like, their own mold, like, dental mold.
Yeah,
mouthpiece.
I know some people, like, trick theirs out too. Like, some people have some really fancy ones, and it's like a big deal for fighters.
Yeah, some have them, like, where they're, like, super small, but, like, somehow they I guess keep everything contained really, really well, but like they're really comfortable.
They like write their name on the front or their nickname or whatever.
I always think that's kind of cool. So nice little accessory for them. But But yeah, he like spit it out, like it popped out of his mouth like 4 times. I was just like, this is getting kind of ridiculous.
Show.
Yeah, and like the 4th time, like it popped out, like he didn't like ever really stop to like go get it or anything like that, but it popped out, and that's when Kharitonov caught him, and then he just dropped and then got on top of him and finished him. So I don't know. It was. I thought it was just gonna be, I don't know, just better than that. Like I was really looking forward to it, and it was a good fight. Like it wasn't bad. It was just like it just seemed just weird. Like the focus was on the mouthpiece at that point, and it wasn't on the fight anymore when it popped out like 8 times. But
damn,
yeah, Matt Mitrione, tough night for him, but he'll be back, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he's not. He's 41. Yeah, he's kind of old.
He's older than I thought. I was expecting like late 20s.
I was thinking like early, like mid to early 30s. I don't know, early to mid. I don't know.
Yeah, not 41 though. But I think the biggest story of the whole weekend was fucking Nick Newell, dude.
Yeah, man. He couldn't win in the UFC Contender series, but he won in Bellator.
Yeah, and like I just feel like, dude, he's like the most interesting MMA story ever. 16-2 with one arm.
That's pretty intense.
Like, dude, what are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. Like,
I don't know. Do you think he'll ever be a champion? Yeah.
I don't know about that, dude. It'd be tough.
He's still like got a. I mean, his career's been phenomenal, right? I mean, he's beat really good guys.
I mean, he's only lost to Alex Munoz in the Contender series and Justin Gaethje.
Right, like that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, dude. Other than that, he's just mostly like, and it's not like he's won all decisions. Like a lot of them are submissions, TKOs. Like 11 of his 16 wins are by submission, and he uses that like I guess nub. I don't want to be insensitive, like that.
I think
nub.
he calls it that.
Yeah, like he chokes people with, like he grabs onto that and like pull and like uses that as like leverage to like pull.
Yeah, can he like throw a punch like with that because like that looks like bone right there, right? So imagine if he just like clubs you over the head. It's not.
I mean, it's like an elbow, isn't it? Like
yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah,
right?
it's like an elbow. So he just swings
just
that
like
thing.
just. Dude, I don't know. I'd be interesting to see like would that hurt him more?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Then like, but I don't know. I've never seen him. I've
dude.
never seen him use that. Like I've seen him use it as like using for grappling, but I've never seen him use it to like strike.
It's been really effective in grappling.
Yeah,
like when I watched some of his fights, like it seems to like it's so weird for the opponent that it's like you can't really like train for that, right?
Yeah,
it's just really difficult.
No one can replicate.
Yeah,
Unless you have like just a list of amputees that are all trained in mixed martial arts.
Yeah, the dark arts.
But I'm just surprised. Like I'm surprised the UFC didn't sign him anyway, even though he lost, because like people are gonna want to see him. You know what I mean? Like I want to see him. Like as soon as I found out he's on the Bellator card, I was like, I'm watching that. Of course, I'm watching that.
I wonder how much Bellator paid for him. You know what I mean? I mean, they signed that Contender Series contract. They're not obligated to like stay with them, but.
Whether UFC isn't obligated or the fighter.
The fighter's not obligated. I think.
Okay.
So they can still go wherever, but if he had kept trying, I think he could have gotten into the UFC.
I mean, he still might too.
Right.
Like he might like fight a couple times at Bellator, get some wins, and then they'll be like, all right,
they come on over. Yeah.
Yeah, and like he looked.
He looked good.
Yeah, in my opinion. Yeah, I knew it was a one-fight deal. I'm trying to see if this is going to have the numbers
it was a one-fight deal.
A one-fight deal.
That's interesting.
I mean, you got to sign him again, I would think, right?
Give him a 3-fight.
Yeah, right.
3-4 fight deal.
And now that he's won one, like, definitely, I feel like even if he loses, it's like people are still going to want to see that. They're still going to see the MMA fighter with one arm.
The MMA's always kind of had that. And just combat sports in general has kind of had that, freak show kind of thing. And I think, he's not like a freak show or anything, but I mean, he's freak show in that he's really good.
Right.
You know what I mean?
His situation, yeah.
So I think it's definitely is going to bring eyeballs.
Right. Yeah.
The craziest thing is he's not just average. Like he's definitely above average. Like he's very, very good.
Like I wonder like how good he could be if he had that arm.
Yeah,
but
right. I think it helps him, dude. I think it
I think
really.
so too.
I think
yeah, I
it
was thinking
really
the same
helps
thing.
him.
Yeah, I think it does too. But
It's got to be. Imagine being his coach and like thinking of game plans and like around that, man. That's
right.
got to be crazy for them.
And like you imagine, like they're probably coaching more than just him. So like they had to do all these game plans for all these guys who have 2 arms, and then you have to like completely switch it up,
right?
For him, and well, they do a good job, dude. So yeah.
Is he orthodox or is
Or
he a southpaw?
I got choked up. I don't know. I'm assuming he's orthodox.
Yeah.
Just because he has the right hand, but he won by arm triangle. I remember that. It was nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts.
That is nuts, man. Good for him.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
It just makes you feel good too.
Yeah.
You know?
It really is. It really does.
Inspirational.
I don't know whether to get like inspired or depressed because it's like he's doing this shit with 1 arm. I got 2 arms. What am I doing?
I know. What are we doing, right?
Yeah, just playing video games and listening to radio and podcasts.
I think it's not crazy to think that Nick Newell will always be better than I will ever be at mixed martial arts. That probably didn't make it sound like it made any sense, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Right. I mean, he'd probably be better than me at everything, really.
He will always be better.
Yeah.
Right. Than most.
He'll be a better human.
He's in like that top, 10% of like professional MMA fighters. I think, right? In terms of like skill.
Yeah, I would agree.
I
would agree. No, 100%. He's
fighting
borderline elite, like
dude. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Which is just super interesting. I just can't wait to see him fight again. Even if it's on like regional stuff at this point, I'm gonna start just following his career and just hopefully I'll just find a stream of some sort or something like that to hopefully see him fight because it's just awesome.
Like even if he loses, he never gets like completely fucked. He's only lost twice.
Yeah,
I mean Gaethje did damage, but like that's Justin Gaethje.
That's Justin Gaethje. Yeah,
right.
Dude.
Like
you should give that damage tattoo that Darren Elkin has to Gaethje, dude. That's pretty much he deserves it. He earns it.
Right. Oh,
Vanderford, yes.
He's got those
8
fake
and
titties waiting for him at home.
Yeah. Mr. Van Zandt. Even though I think she's going by Vanderford now.
You think he doesn't like that? Or do you think he just like embraces it?
I feel like you got to embrace it.
Right. Yeah.
Because like let's be honest. I mean, I'm not saying he's not bringing home money and he wouldn't be able to
she's bringing home the bacon,
pay the bills
dude.
himself, but
she's making
she's the breadwinner of this relationship.
It's like who cares?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it now. But it's just like how much can you argue or be upset about everyone knows me because of my wife? Well,
not really. I think he's an up and comer in the sport. He fought in the Contender series, did really well.
I think he will eventually soon. He'll essentially
he'll break off.
Yeah, not disassociate from her entirely. Like they're always going to be like a power couple.
Yeah.
But yeah, people aren't going to know him just for being that's Paige Van Zandt's husband. They're going to know him as a good fighter. I mean, he's 8-0.
Yeah, I just really remember him from the Contender series.
He's only yeah.
That's the only. I didn't really know a ton about him before seeing that. I was like, oh, that guy should be in the UFC because he was he didn't get it, but
I don't know how he didn't.
I don't know.
Because there's a story. One, he's good. Two, he's
really
Paige Van Zandt's husband. You can make a
It's crazy because even if you don't make it on the Contender series, you have and you win, you have a good shot going elsewhere. There was another guy. Yeah. I think he was a European fighter. I think from Britain. Yeah, he's a British fighter. Totally, you look at this guy and you're like, he should be in the UFC. I think he trains with Dominic Cruz or someone who's you can look at him and be like, okay, this guy's at least top 15 already. Right. He didn't get it. I don't know why, but he didn't get a finish, but he clearly won a decision.
Oh, I think I might have heard about this. Was this the dude who he took the guy down at the end of the fight, and that's why Dana said you're gonna take the guy down.
Dude,
he's hurt. Why would you do that? It's dumb. I'm not signing him.
Well, it wasn't like he would hit him a couple times and then go for the takedown. Right. Because that's just fucking smart. I guess, right.
Right.
It's like he's doing everything right.
No, yeah.
But I think he went to Bellator too.
Let
me see if I know his name.
All right, yeah. Go ahead, look him up. But yeah, Austin Vanderford 8-0. Great job by him, dude. Yeah, I'm expecting big things out of him too. I would not be surprised seeing him fight. It's kind of interesting. I feel like if he was in Bellator for a tad bit longer, we might have seen him in the welterweight tournament, and that would have been kind of cool. I don't know how well he would have done, but not a fan of his tattoos though. Like the eye on the neck, like what is that? What are you doing? I think you're gonna get a neck tattoo. You gotta be good. Like yeah, probably. He's a fighter, so
it's like like that's your life. Like you're the guy with the neck tattoo who's not gonna have a normal job.
Yeah, no, there's no way. Like Cody Garbrandt has one too, and like his I think is a little bit better done than. I'm not a huge fan of just the eyeball on the Adam's apple.
It's kind of weird.
It's different.
Like you think
and
like
purple on the skin.
This might be weird to say, but you like when him and Paige Van Zandt are in bed and they're like laying down. She like wakes up because she's like shorter than him, right? So she like wakes up and just sees that eye staring at her in the middle of the night. That'd be fucking weird, right?
Yeah, that'd freak you out, dude. Like when you first wake up.
Oh,
that's your first name. Yeah, right. Yeah. But.
God, what was that guy's name? It's like something with his last name starts with an L.
Dude,
really specific. Right?
Yeah, right. That really narrows it down.
I think it was like Brandon.
Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, there we go.
That's who it was.
Got him. Figured it out.
I want to say Loghorn, but that's definitely not right.
Dude, fucking beats me, man. I have no idea.
Fuck, dude. What was his name? It's going to piss me off. Langhorn. What the fuck was it? Something with a horn. I could be totally wrong in thinking that.
That's the thing. I think about that a lot when I'm trying to like think of somebody.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, it starts with a P. I think it starts with a P, and then I really like their name's like Austin or something, and I'm like, way off. I don't know where I got the P from. Maybe because I saw him P, and that might be why. No. P is bothering me now too. But while you're looking for him, I'll skip on to the next thing. So UFC Fight Night. Was it Shenzen? Yeah, Shenzen. In China, Jessica Andrade, first title defense against Weili Zhang. I'm actually really excited for this, despite the fact that it starts at 6 a.m.
Are you gonna watch it?
I'm gonna try.
Live?
I'm gonna try. Probably not. But I'm definitely gonna watch it when it's done. I'm definitely gonna watch it. But I want to see it live, but I can't guarantee that's gonna happen because it's gonna be tough. But I would love to. I don't know. Weili Zhang is just she scares the shit out of me. She's just one of those fighters that just scares the shit out of me.
She's beat good fighters. Do you think she's ready for a world championship?
I don't know. It's weird. You see that 19-1 and you think damn. Yeah. But then it's she's only had 3 fights in the UFC, but they were solid. She beat Danielle Taylor, crapped on her in decision. Jessica Aguilar got in an armbar. Tisha Torres, a beast in herself, and she handily beat her in the decision as well. So
I don't know. I think Andrade could be walking into this thinking okay,
I'm gonna smoke this bitch.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
And she's really
you can't think that going into someone like this.
I don't know if any world championship thinks that, but maybe they're slightly underestimating.
Yeah,
slightly. I don't know.
Yeah, to some extent. Yeah, no, I agree.
I think DC slightly underestimated, slightly underestimated Stipe.
Maybe,
I think he thought, oh, I did it once. It's gonna be tough, but I think I can pretty confident I can do it again.
You're gonna walk in and do it again, right?
Yeah.
I agree with that because DC a lot of times was just kind of walking right at him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just kept coming right at him and wasn't blocking some of his shots.
Right.
Just kind of eating stuff and it was kind of I feel that.
And he said what? I'm just better. I'm just Stipe's great, but I think I'm just better.
Right.
I get, but
I get too.
Confident,
and even those first 3 rounds, he looked better.
Mm-hmm.
And then
and
then
smoked him.
And he got caught, dude. Got caught. But
Magnum Zhang. that's
dude.
I
just will never not think of Danny DeVito whenever I hear Magnum anymore, dude. But
I think they should run back the Namajunas fight with her.
I think so too.
Right? They got to run that back.
Yeah, I don't think. But Rose seems to not give a shit.
Yeah, you really got to give a shit to get that rematch.
Yeah, and I just Rose to me is one of the most interesting fighters in MMA because she's one that doesn't seem. So many fighters are there and they're I'm gonna be a future world champion. I'm gonna be the greatest of all time. And Rose is just I just want to go home and garden. Like, I want to get through this, get my paycheck, and go home. But when she does it, like, even in the rematch, or even in the fight against Andrade, like, she looked great until she got slammed on her head.
Dude, I think she's got, like, one of the best teams in the world. Like, I think that team.
Who, Rose?
Yeah, Rose, Gaethje, that Whitman team, dude.
That's true.
He's such a, like I think he really knows how to play around his fighters' strengths.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
I think he just, like, he lets them captain the ship, but he really helps them fight however they want to fight, I think. Yeah.
No, he's one of my favorite coaches, and one of my favorite, like, I forget. Oh, it might not have been him. It might have been Mike Brown, who's another one of my favorite coaches. But they're there's no doubt in your mind that they actually care about their fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where they'll stop a fight in between rounds if it's getting like too ugly. They'll be like, nope, not doing this. Like, you're not gonna die because of a fight. Like, this is ridiculous. Like that, and I feel like whenever you see that, like, that's a coach that really, really, really cares about their fighter.
I love it when he's in Gaethje's corner. Like, I love watching Whitman in Gaethje's corner.
Yeah.
Because he's always a little, you, like, look at him behind the cage, he's always a little, like, concerned almost. But, like, he's just
thinking about the brain damage. Is it racking up?
Yeah. I wonder how many talks they've had about that, like, in camp.
I don't, yeah.
You got to, because again, he brings it up.
Yeah, because he cares about his fighters.
Right.
So I would think, he would sit him down and be like, listen, I know you're a fucking animal, but...
He's like, we got to make this shit last.
Right,
dude.
yeah.
We got to keep going.
I want you to remember your name in 15 years.
Right.
Like,
right.
Yeah, you gotta cool it, or you're gonna end up like Chuck Liddell, and we don't want that.
Okay,
but,
back to China.
Yes, China. Okay, dude. Isn't there like riots going on? Like, there's big protests in China.
Oh my God.
Like, that's all I've been thinking about leading up to this was like, what if like the arena like is on like lockdown? Like, it is like, from what I'm reading and seeing, which isn't a lot.
Is it everywhere in China, or is it Hong Kong?
I think it might just be Hong Kong. I'm not sure.
Right.
I'm not. This shows how much research I've done on this topic. But like, it's from what I'm reading, like,
dude,
it's like getting like Tiananmen Square bad.
I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
it's still in the same country, I guess.
Right. Like, I've seen like footage of like trucks, like army trucks full of like soldiers with fully automatic weapons being like rolled in to Hong Kong, and it's like, dude, this is not good. Like,
it's not.
People are gonna start dying, and the UFC is like, well, let's have a fight there, and everything will be fine.
Let's do it.
Like, if Wiley Zhang loses, I mean, well, I was gonna say, do they riot? But Chinese and Japanese crowds are always actually pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
They're like really respectful and
really quiet. Too.
Yeah, I remember like my number one reasons why I love like watching old Pride fights is because like they would shut the fuck up, like they wouldn't boo.
Right.
They would just like, if a fight was run to the ground, they'd be like, okay, it's on the ground now. They would cheer when like something cool happened.
Yeah.
And that was it. But like, you could hear like a pin drop. Like, it's so quiet.
Yeah.
Like, they take it so seriously and respect the fighters, and it's really cool.
I think my favorite, I think that this fight was in China. Bisping fought Gastelum on like 2 weeks' notice.
Tough,
and then
dude.
you hear
Tough.
the crowd going, Bisping, Bisping, and then you just quiet. They were chanting and then knocked out.
Yeah, right.
It was crazy.
Dude, that was tough, man. I mean, he took that on real short notice. He had just fought against Georges St. Pierre, where he got knocked down, so like, and you think about that, like, you talk about guys who have taken damage in their careers. Michael Bisping, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's took some damage.
He's
warrior, dude.
He's beast, dude. He's one of my favorite fighters. Like, the first pay-per-view I had ever watched live was him versus Rockhold. And, like, I was just getting into the UFC, and a bunch of friends of mine, we went out to, like, Buffalo Wild Wings and shit, and they were like, oh, like, who do you think's going to win? And I'm like, oh, well, like, Rockhold won the first time. He took this fight on, like, Bisping took this fight on, like, 2 weeks' notice. Like, Rockhold should win this, but I want Bisping to win.
Mm-hmm.
And just, I'll never, like, I remember I have, like, an image in my head of, like, exactly where I was when he knocked out Luke Rockhold. I'll never forget that.
Just bing, right on the button.
And, like, there were so many other people on that card, like Max Holloway, Brian Ortega. They were both on that card. That was like Max Holloway fighting against Ricardo. And he
points down.
Yeah, and they started
swinging.
Love it. UFC 199, one of my favorite cards. First pay-per-view, never forget. Some other dudes fighting on this. I know Andre Sukamtha is fighting on this.
Sukmantoth?
Sukmantoth? Yeah, maybe.
I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, you're probably
I remember
right.
Sean O'Malley was calling him Andre's soccer mom. It's really funny.
Yeah, he got a lot of hate after that.
Dude, he needs
that
to fight, dude. Get it together, bro.
Who's Sean? Yeah.
Yeah.
He does, dude. Ever since I got that signed photo of him, he has not fought.
Wow.
That must have been what done it.
Yeah, dude.
He heard. He was like, Cameron has my signed photo. I've peaked.
It's like, I'm fucking worthless
Nothing.
now.
I'm just gonna start doing cocaine. No, yeah, I would like. He's got so much riding on him too. Like the UFC have invested so much into him.
Dude.
Like they really want him to be the next superstar.
He could be, too.
Yeah.
He's good.
He just hasn't been around because he's apparently doing drugs. But
is that what it is? Is it cocaine?
No, I
like,
shouldn't have said that. It was some type of PED, but I don't know exactly what it was.
Was it like those Chinese supplements?
Could be
Something like that, right?
Yeah, could be.
It was tainted.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can make anything in China. You know what I mean?
I mean,
like,
you know, yeah, working with chemicals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a Wild West over there. Man. They can do whatever they want.
Maybe that's why there's riots, dude.
Yes.
But no, I think it's because of like freedom of speech and expression, and
It's about time, dude.
yeah, they're like not allowed to Google certain things and shit like that.
They have their own Google, their own government.
Yeah, where like you
Google.
type in like Tiananmen Square massacre and like nothing comes up. You type it in over here, it's like pictures of dead bodies and all kinds of like horrific shit.
The tank rolling over the person or whatever it
dude,
was.
yeah. Oh my god, it's just horrible.
Brutal.
It really is. But yeah, I remember like Andre Sakamta like took a lot of hate from the Sean O'Malley fight because like Sean O'Malley broke his leg or broke his foot.
Yeah, his foot.
Yeah, and like everyone was like shitting all over him, like you have no fight IQ, you're an idiot, you didn't try to take him down more often, you're dumb.
He was like hopping up and down at one point. Like
Yeah, he was visibly in pain,
Mhm.
But I remember he made this like Instagram post of like saying like words can hurt kind of thing. It was like he got like, really depressed out of it, which I don't blame him, dude. He's probably getting all kinds of IMs all the time, like people saying like you're a loser, you know, all that shit. I can't imagine what it's like.
he was like crying in pain almost.
Yeah,
It was like he was hopping
he-
up and down on one leg, and he was still like winning the fight, I guess. But,
yeah. I mean, he won like the first like I think 2 rounds like easily.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then,
yeah.
And then the third round is when he like really started showing where he was in pain. But
he was in danger of getting finished.
yeah.
For like a second.
But yeah. But yeah, he's fighting. He fought Sakamta the last fight against Montel Jackson. That was his last fight. He lost. He did beat Jonathan Martinez in between that and the Sean O'Malley fight. But yeah, he's fighting. I just thought it was interesting that he's fighting. He's a name that some people would know. And then this dude, I am gonna butcher his name, but Eliza Zaleski dos Santos.
I think you got it.
That was not bad actually. I took my time, but I've heard a lot of people talking about this guy. That he's
been around, dude.
Yeah, he's been killing shit for a while. And then I looked him up clearly, and he lost his UFC debut and then just went on a tear and is still on this tear of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights in a row. Now they're not like crazy names, but some names are pretty freaking big. Like Max Griffin, that was in 2017, so you know, take it with a grain of salt. 2 years ago. Sean Strickland, Curtis Millender, like these guys aren't slouches. Like he's
No, they're
beating
good.
real dudes.
Max Griffin, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's
Climbing
solid,
good,
technical.
solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, and like it's the way he wins too. Like Sean Strickland, he knocked out with a spinning wheel kick and followed up with ground and pound. But you know, it's just he's just very versatile. Really exciting too. So like he's someone who I'm actually really looking forward to for this fight.
ZDS, I guess that's what. He's fighting the
Jalen
Leech.
Lee, yeah.
He's good too.
I know, dude. It's gonna be a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
The Leech. I didn't know that was his nickname.
I think it is, right?
Yeah, it is.
It is, yeah.
I just thought you were just insulting him.
No.
I was like, Jesus, man.
He was like blatantly cheating in one of his fights, like just
Really?
gouging someone's eyes out.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
do you remember that?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do remember
That
that.
was the
Yeah.
Leech.
Who is that against?
I think it was Jake Matthews. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe I don't remember. I do remember that though.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous
Because he was losing
yeah.
the fight.
Yeah, and he was
Yeah.
like not even trying to hide. Like he was gouging his eye. Like that pissed me off.
Yeah, completely cheating.
Yeah, it was. It's one thing to cheat, dude, but like that dude, like he was like looking like he was ripping someone's like the dude's
Dude,
eye
could have
out.
blinded him.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy. It was messed up, dude. It was like too much, man. It was, and like I remember, I think it was Eve Levine was the ref, and he was just like, watch your hands. It's like, dude, do something.
Stand him up, dude.
Do something. Yeah, you got to do something here. It might not have been Eve Levine. I might have thrown him under the bus, but
Oh, wait, it'll say up there. Let's see. Oh, Mark Simpson.
Mark Simpson for the Jake Matthews fight, but I don't remember if that's what it was.
I think that's what it was.
I gotta figure this out.
Maybe. Just type in the Leech eye gouging. Actually, don't.
Well, you're afraid of what will come up.
Yeah. Google images.
I don't think anything would
Someone
come up with
putting
that
Leech on their
horrible.
eyeballs or something.
Oh, well, probably the Steve-O one from Jackass 2.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, Jake Matthews. Yeah, you are correct, sir.
Dude,
no,
it was
God,
like,
I hate that that picture alone. Oh my, look at that.
Yeah,
He's like ripping his face apart.
And it wasn't just that either. Like it was.
No.
Yeah,
It was like from a
couple
few
different-
positions. Yeah. Oh my
Could have blinded
God,
him.
dude. Oh, look at that.
It's in there, and he
Gross.
was like digging in.
Oh my God. I don't even like to see that.
Hey man, you live and you learn. Let's move on. Just don't do it to ZDS.
Yeah, if he does, people are going to be very angry. He's like starting to become like a fan favorite, it seems like. ZDS. I like that. ZDS. It's a good nickname.
Well, he's Easy DS, I guess, but ZDS just has a good ring.
Yeah, ZDS has a better ring, too.
Better ring, because I think JDS,
Yeah, like 3 sounds better than 4. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
3 syllables sound better than 4. Like Easy DS, it's like, okay, you're getting a little... Calm down. Keep in your fucking pants.
Yeah, right.
But speaking of, I was thinking when we said that, I was thinking of Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender series because they used to do like DWTCS. But on to that, I know you watched it. I didn't. I know you're a big fan of it.
I forget how you say it. Dusko Todorovic.
I'll say Todorovic. Yeah.
Todorovic. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That dude is impressive.
Yeah.
He's
okay.
legit. Really legit.
I saw that he was one of the guys that got a contract.
There's a clear like he's clearly ahead of most people on the show. Like he really good. Like bobbing, weaving with punches, like get cut off the cage, like all kinds of weird stuff. I think he's gonna be a problem for some people for sure in the UFC. Here, go up. What was another good one? Oh, this guy, the Impa. I forget. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
I'll say
Kasangane.
Kasangane, yeah.
He was really good too. He was a huge dog, I think, in that fight too, because Killian Hill, I think that's how you say his name, is like definitely belongs in the UFC. He just didn't fight a smart fight, I don't think.
Okay, right.
I think he was really just going for that knockout and all kinds of like fancy stuff like that. A lot of flying knees,
maybe
spinning
trying
kicks,
to impress
wheel
with a
kicks.
contract.
Yeah, I think he was trying to impress Dana and get a contract. But it cost him the win, dude. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think if they ran it back and he fought like a smarter fight,
right?
I think it would be a lot more interesting.
Maybe work out for him, yeah.
But,
yeah, the only one that I saw a highlight of it was the TJ Brown one.
And when he got dropped.
Yeah, and then and
then he won the fight.
Reversed it. Yeah, dude, got the arm triangle. It was pretty dope, pretty solid. What about this with the eye poke contest? What happened with that one? Yeah.
That was a weird one. The guy was from Canada. It was like it didn't really look like an eye poke. It looked like just like a punch kind of.
Like a jab, right?
Yeah, at first glance it really just looked like a jab.
Right.
But if they like zoomed in really close and you could kind of just see the knuckle. I think the knuckle may have gotten him.
Okay.
Something like that.
So that's why it was no contest.
Yeah, that's how they because when they call the fight like that, it can go to be a DQ or just kind of whatever they want to do, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think that was the right call.
Yeah, right, because it didn't look intentional.
They can run it back.
Mm-hmm.
I think they took a point from TJ Brown, too, for something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he got a point taken away, I think.
Still got a contract. Look at that.
I know. He got the sub.
I mean, coming back, like showing adversity like that when you get dropped and then being able to come back and not only win but to finish and be the only person that finished on the card is like, that'll stick out in your mind for sure. Yeah,
but nothing like, I mean, the main event, like both those guys I think would
Todorovic
could
and
hang.
Teddy Ash.
Teddy Ash could probably hang.
That's to me, it's a badass name.
Yeah,
Teddy Ash.
He could, yeah.
Like that sounds like a 1950s boxer, you know?
Yeah, Teddy Ash just keeps coming forward, like does not stop. Pressure.
Yeah.
But he's skilled, very skilled fighter.
Right.
No, it's great stuff.
All right, good man, good. And that was the season finale, right? So like when?
Yeah, that was it.
When does the next season start?
Next summer.
Okay, it's a summer
thing. Yeah,
okay.
They do. Right. This is the longest season. I think they only did 8 or 9 fights last season.
Okay.
But this one was 10 or 8 or 9 cards. But
Right. Yeah. I know what you meant.
yeah,
I know what you meant.
this one was 10 cards.
Okay.
And they have a Brazil one too, I think, as well.
Oh, so it's like a lot like Tough then, where they have like a Brazil version. And okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's it. Yeah, it's always good to watch. You just see who's coming down the line here.
Yeah.
With the UFC. And when you see him win, it's like you're familiar with the fighter.
Yeah. No, I love that you watch it because like I don't usually. Like I see some of like the big stuff. Like I remember seeing Sean O'Malley when the thing first started and stuff.
Yeah.
But like I like that you watch it because then when we watch like UFC together and like there's someone from the Contender series that I don't know, you like point it out.
Macy Barber, dude.
Yeah.
Like she is a fucking problem,
dude,
for everybody.
So Paige Van Zandt was saying like I think with Ariel on his show.
Oh, Ariel, yeah.
And she was saying how like again I just read the headline because that's what I do. But she just said she was like what does it say? It said something like how she doesn't feel that like Macy Barber has like deserves
she
a
does.
fight with her.
I think Macy Barber has a serious shot at beating her.
Yeah. From what I've seen, I think so too. Number one, and number two, it's like, no offense to Paige Van Zandt, but it's just like I don't think deserve really means anything in this game.
It does.
If people want to see it, then they're gonna see it. Like
I would love to see that fight.
Yeah, like when Conor beat Aldo and had the featherweight belt moved up to lightweight, you can say like, okay, there's other people that deserved a title shot more than him, but that doesn't fucking matter.
Mm-hmm.
And like Macy Barber started to become a star, and like
she's a star.
No offense, Paige Van Zandt, like she's not super well ranked, even in like a relatively shallow division.
Yeah.
So it's like the only reason you can't really be calling the shots.
The only thing I kind of get nervous with Macy Barber is the weight situation. Sometimes I get a little worried about her.
Yeah, isn't she like a little bit bigger too? Like for 115, I'm saying at least.
Yeah, she's a little bigger.
I remember.
I think I think she's fought at 25.
I don't know.
Has she?
I don't know.
But she's a problem.
I've always thought of her as just
if she keeps going the way her brother, I think, is a fighter too.
Okay.
All
in the family. Nice.
Yeah, but
I feel like that helps.
Cute girl too.
I felt the same way too. Like she fights
115, but
she's not like stupid hot or anything like that. But she's not ugly either. You could definitely market her. Her last 2 fights. I remember seeing her UFC fights. I didn't watch her Contender series stuff, but she brutalizes people.
Like the thing
girls.
about Jamie Colleen on the Contender series is like that was her. I think that was her second appearance on the Contender series. So like they thought Jamie Colleen was gonna be something.
Right.
Local Philadelphia fighter, by the way.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
They thought she was gonna be to get a second shot on that show is kind of like they expect. Pretty big things to let you come on twice.
Right, yeah.
And dude, like you could.
Yeah, I didn't
like,
even think they would do that.
The talent gap between Macy Barber and her was like night and day. Like she's just so. I thought she was so much better in that fight.
Right.
So, I think that says something. And then she beat JJ Aldrich. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I think too. Right.
Yeah. And she's fighting Jillian Robinson in her next fight in Boston.
She beat Anna Cyphers. Yeah.
I mean,
not the biggest names, but
But I mean,
they're
you're
not
starting
punks.
out.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And Jillian Robertson is like, again, not the biggest name, but she is pretty good. We've seen her fight multiple times before, and she's again no slouch. Like it's not an easy fight. You're not just gonna walk in there and walk this bitch down and end it.
The JJ Aldrich fight was a little tougher. Like she had some moments where it was it was definitely a test. It was a test.
Yeah,
it was a test. But she knocked her out. So
yeah, right, passed it.
Yeah.
I guess got an A+ in that test.
I think she wins the next fight too.
Yeah,
I think she's
that good.
I think she's that good. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I
she has no fear.
Could
dude.
be.
She doesn't have
right.
Just walks in,
does her work, and
does her work, man.
I mean, could that hurt her in the future? Do you think?
Yeah,
like having no fear.
It almost hurt her in the JJ Aldrich fight. I think.
Okay, right.
But I guess it's worked so far.
Yeah, right.
And that's not the best thing to say because you always have to adapt,
right,
in your camp. And
that's true.
Constantly changing strategy. Have you noticed a lot more flying knees lately? I feel like everyone's throwing flying knees. Maybe it's just because Masvidal threw like the most famous one ever. but
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's just throwing him now all the time.
I'm trying to think, but I feel like I haven't seen him.
At least on the Contender series, it was like every
There has been a
fucking
couple.
fighter
Yeah.
throwing flying knees.
I've seen like I don't even watch it. I've seen a couple of those. Yeah, no, you're right about the Contender series for sure. But I haven't really I mean, there might be. I don't really remember too many of them. Maybe because they're just not landing, so you don't really remember as much when they're not.
Yeah.
You remember when like Jorge does it and kills a guy, or Romero and kills a guy. Yeah, both savages, dude. I mean, Romero cracked a guy's fucking head open. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on to the next thing. Darren Till making his debut at middleweight against Kelvin Gastelum.
Tough fight for Darren Till.
Tough fight for Darren Till. Awesome fight for the fans.
Yes.
Fucking pumped.
See, like, I was thinking about this on my way over here. Like, Till is great all around, right? He can do a lot of different things. I think he has problems with pressure, right? Like,
okay, yeah.
Right, like Masvidal put a lot of pressure on him. Woodley put pressure on him too,
which is not in the characteristic of Woodley.
Right.
Too,
I think people can see that he has a problem.
Right. Yeah. Woodley is very good at that. He's very good at figuring out how to beat somebody.
Right.
I don't know what happened in the Usman fight, but like before that, like when he fought Damian Maia, like he just fought a very smart fight for anybody who's fighting against Damian Maia. When he fought against Wonderboy, fought a very smart fight for anybody who fights like Wonderboy. Darren Till, same thing. Like he just, like each time had like a different game plan that was a good foil for his opponent.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So like,
Woodley's,
I agree.
Man, Woodley's no bitch, dude. If
love
they ran
Woodley.
that back with Usman, I think it would be. I don't think it would be the same fight.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I don't think so either. I think he has to earn that because of how the first fight went. But yeah, I think he would appear differently for sure.
Did Woodley walk out to his own rap song last time? I wasn't paying attention, but
I don't know.
I'll beat you. Usman knocks him out, stands up in the middle of the octagon with a big like radio that they used to hold. It's playing I'll beat your ass.
I hope he didn't come out to it because that's just
cringy. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you said it, not me, but yeah, I agree with it 100%. But I don't know what to expect with this fight, dude.
I think it's a tough fight for Darren Till.
Because like, it is. Anybody's fighting Kelvin Gastelum, it's gonna be tough. Kelvin Gastelum's a beast. I feel like so many people have underestimated him in their career, and he's a savage.
God, he's so good.
Like Tim Kennedy was the first one I remember thinking that like he didn't really give. Like I remember he was talking a bunch of shit about how like Kelvin would miss weight a lot because like Tim Kennedy's very like go by the rules.
Yeah, right.
But that's where Tim Kennedy kind of annoys me because like he was all pissed off about Yoel Romero's on stoolgate. Yeah, sitting on the stool for too long, even though it wasn't even his fault. When you actually hear the full story, it was actually like Big John McCarthy who kind of messed that up, but it wasn't his fault either. It was just a shitty situation.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, with Yoel getting extra time to rest, it wasn't like Tim was in his corner doing fucking jumping jacks and like wasting his energy. Like he was also resting. He was just pissed off about it.
Mm-hmm.
And number three, like Yoel being hurt the round before in the second round was because Tim Kennedy grabbed onto his glove and wouldn't let him get away and socked him. So it's like, dude, you cheated too.
Mm-hmm.
Like you both, I guess, technically cheated, even though Yoel didn't go out of his own way to cheat like you did.
Like
so
Yoel,
stop bitching about it.
Yoel, it was like you could really tell. It was like you watch it and you're like, okay, it's time to get up. Time to get up. Time to get up. I don't know.
But the thing was, like, it wasn't entirely his fault. Like he was, I mean, for sure happy that the stool was still in there, and he was happy to be sitting down and resting, for sure. But like it was apparently like the cut man wasn't trained well, according to John McCarthy.
Right.
And like apparently he just put like a big thing of Vaseline on a cut, not actually like closing it up correctly and stuff.
Some cut men do that. They're like just that big glob.
Yeah.
You see it sometimes. Yeah.
So then like Big John was trying to get him back in the cage to like wipe it off correctly, but he couldn't like find him like for some reason. So then like Yoel's team came in, but they don't speak English. So John was trying to tell them, but they didn't speak English, so they had no idea what the hell he was talking about. And the whole time Tim Kennedy was getting all pissed off, and Joe Rogan was freaking out too. And then he knocked him out, and then everyone was all upset about eating sour grapes. But yeah, he was the first one. Like, I remember talking a bunch of shit about Kelvin Gastelum, and then I remember Kelvin just decimated him. Like not decimate. I shouldn't say that, but he lit him up, and like he hit him. Like I remember when he finished him, he did that like hit Kennedy, and Kennedy did that thing where his arm like went like all the way over like a fucking giant windmill, and then finished him. What annoys me about his record, Calvin's, is that this little no contest of Vitor Belfort, like he knocked him out. Can we stop this madness because Brazil wasn't happy that he had marijuana in his system? Like, who gives a shit, dude? Yeah. He knocked out Vitor Belfort. They're upset because they love Vitor Belfort. Stop this madness.
Oh, poor Vitor.
Yeah. He's fighting with one.
Somehow.
Yeah, I guess,
Still
man.
doing it.
God bless him. I mean, maybe he'll be able to get some TRT in his system now.
I thought Jacare could have won that fight. Also, I thought he scraped past Jacare.
Yeah,
like barely. Like there was a solid argument that Jacare won that fight, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree.
What do I know? But
right, no, I think there was an argument. I mean, I thought Kelvin won, but yeah, I think there was an argument there too. I mean,
it was like a
Jacare's he's a beast too, man.
I would compare that fight kind of to Ozdemir and that Reyes, yeah. It was kind of like one of those kind of fights.
Yeah, right. Could have gone either way. Yeah. Yeah, and then we were just talking about the Bisping knockout. That one, I mean, that was like just one of those.
Who was supposed to fight on that?
It was it's gonna bother me. I don't remember. I know it was Gastelum somebody. I don't remember.
Yeah, who pulled out?
Yeah, I don't remember. But I kind of want to look it up, but at the same time,
Stipend.
Too lazy.
I don't know. Gastelum versus Bisping, short notice. I don't know.
Yeah, that'll work. But that was like one of those knockouts that like. It was.
You saw the jaw.
Yeah, it was like one of those like picturesque knockouts that like people think of when like you think of a knockout. It's like that's what you think of.
And like you could hear Bisping if you listen real close. It's like maybe I'm just hallucinating, but it's. I swear to God, you can hear him go. Oh, like you can hear him like he really didn't see that punch coming.
He didn't. He wasn't ready for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that was a commentator. Or
maybe,
like something, or someone in the crowd, or like that picked up.
I swear,
could have been a couple things, but
I swear you can hear him.
Oh, Anderson Silva.
That's who it was.
Yeah, Anderson Silva. I do remember that now.
Probably looks better if you beat Bisping.
I think it. No, it does. I think it does absolutely because Anderson's Anderson Silva, and he is a former champion, everything like that. But Bisping was like just the champion, like just before that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think the only reason why this fight is like really difficult for me to like judge to predict is also because Darren Till never fought at middleweight yet.
Yeah, I think the odds are stacked against Darren Till. I think Kelvin comes in as a favorite.
I would agree with that too.
Especially after that fight with Adesanya, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Because he was on a 2-fight win streak before that. He lost to Weidman, but he still looked good in that. He still dropped Weidman at one point.
Yeah.
And before that, he was on a 3-fight win streak, or 2-1 no contest, which is stupid. But yeah, I know, I agree. Like, and then he get the fight with Adesanya was like fight of the year level fight. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And Darren Till is coming off of two losses where he lost decidedly. I mean, he only threw like one punch against Woodley in the first round,
right? And
then Woodley drops him, wraps him in a Bravo choke, which I thought was a Darce when it first happened, but it was beautiful. Like that was one where I remember that fight vividly. I like stood up after it happened. Like I started clapping. I was like, that was a just beautiful martial arts work. It was insane. And then Jorge Masvidal, I thought he killed him.
I thought Darren Till he was down for good, like 5-10 seconds.
Yeah,
like
for a while. Yeah. I mean, I like when that happened, I was like, holy shit,
cold, dude.
We just watched a murder.
Cold, yeah.
Ridiculous.
One of those Terry Adam type. I always compare a scary knockout to Terry Adam.
Oh, dude. Well, that did change that guy's career.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, he was on the trajectory of like being a beast, like being like a future world champion, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Knocked out, done.
Terry Adams on some. I think he might be on Till's team.
I think he is on Till's team. Yeah.
Oh God, that must have been tough for him. He's like having like PTSD
as
flashbacks. Fuck.
As soon as he sees him knocked out, he's like, "Oh, I remember when that was me." But yeah, I don't know how to judge the fight. I'm super excited for it. It's gonna be a banger.
Better get ready if you're Darren Till, like someone coming for you and trying to like take you down, like pressure.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same
Calvin's
thing.
Gonna do, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like you were saying earlier, that it seems like Till didn't do great against pressure with Jorge and Tyron.
Yeah, I mean Thompson. I mean that's counter, like that's purely striking, right?
Yeah,
at a very high level. Now with Cowboy, Till was the pressure, right? Coming forward. See, he can fight. It's like he fights real well going forward. Coming back, still really good, but maybe with pressure like that.
some holes. Yeah. Because I mean, he got caught with like the same type of punch that Woodley threw against Masvidal as well.
Yeah, and that's something they've definitely like worked on day and night since then.
They noticed.
They must know.
You would hope. Yeah. You would hope. Yeah.
That's an area where they can definitely improve. Absolutely.
But yeah, and then the fight with Cowboy, like Cowboy kind of did that to himself because like he didn't even watch any film.
I know.
Leading up to that, what are you doing,
dude? Darren Till's a legit Muay Thai fighter, right?
Yeah, 100. Yeah,
like,
right.
Super legit.
He's big too. Like at that point they were fighting at welterweight, and he's a big welterweight.
Dude, he's not 26. No way. Was he? Is he? I thought he was 24.
I was thinking the same thing. Actually, he was 24. I mean, it is Share Dog. Who knows, right?
Was that long ago? No way. He knocked out Cowboy that long ago.
Oh no, it was about that long ago.
That was 3 years ago. Holy shit!
I'm not 3 years ago. I would think about like a year and a half ago because I was still in school. Let me see. Age. Oh, there it is. Yeah, he's 26.
No shit.
Look at that.
Okay.
All right. That'll end that. But and then speaking of knockouts, people getting knocked out. Darren Till getting knocked out his last 2 fights, but also hopefully trying to get a knockout. BJ Penn. What are you doing, dude?
I don't know.
What the fuck are you doing with your life? He has what? I mean, look at this. Look at this sea of red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 losses in a row. I don't know why he's still getting fights. The UFC is getting ridiculous with this shit. Number 1. Number 2, he's fighting at every bar across America. Like, I feel like he's just going to just cross-country, wants to fight at every single bar in America. And he's doing it. And I know you were saying that you saw, like, I don't know, have you seen it at all?
I haven't seen the video. I just remember I read an article
yeah.
about it. Yeah, his Sherdog record, though, man. You're right. Sea of red.
It's tough, dude. He lost, like, 2 fights to Frankie. Then he won against Matt Hughes, his last win. Then he had a draw against John Finch. And that was it. Nate Diaz lost. Rory McDonald lost. But those 2 guys are killers, and they were in their primes at the time. Took 2 years off, comes back against Frankie Edgar for a 3rd time, loses again. And that's when it really, really got bad. Like, he comes back 3 years later, knocked out by Yair Rodriguez. Loses a decision to Dennis Seaver, which I thought Seaver looked really good in that fight. Gets submitted by Ryan Hall quickly in their fight. But Ryan Hall is also a bad mofo when it comes to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And then he loses a decision to Clay Guida.
What are we doing, dude? Like, why? Like, what is the point?
It's time to stop, dude. It's over. It's done.
Right? Like,
okay.
Is it money? Like, I don't know why is it just the competitive, nature to it all?
Right, like you can't tell a fighter to stop fighting kind of thing.
Right, yeah.
I don't know, dude. I really don't. I'm assuming the money to some extent, because I know he's going through some, like,
is it like
marital issues?
Brain damage?
I mean, I'm sure
I mean,
that
it's
has
got
something to do with it.
Dude, that many losses?
Yeah, right. And they're tough, too. So here's the first video that came out. So he's on top of the dude.
Someone talking shit to him, probably saying, "Stop fighting,
yeah,
asshole." Right. And then he's like, "Oh, yeah, motherfucker."
I mean, if they are saying that to him, it's good advice. Just listen, BJ. Just stop fighting and listen.
Dude, I mean, I wouldn't say shit. I would like.
I wouldn't say shit either.
Yeah, please take it. I'd be like, picture, please, man. Please.
Yeah, right, dude. Even then, I wouldn't even. He's like seeing this stuff. Like he's like so crazy.
It's sad, man. It's really sad.
It is. And then this is this is one that came out the second time, or the second video that came out right after that other one. This is the one that shows him getting knocked out. Seemingly, what looks like to me the same guy.
Maybe we should describe what we're watching.
Okay, yeah. So all right. So now we see, for people listening. So here's the video starts. BJ Penn standing up. He's got his his opponent
Right.
on the ground.
Adversary.
His adversary looks like he's on all fours trying to find his way up. Gets up, goes for a takedown against BJ. He reverses it quickly, like stops. Beautiful takedown defense. I mean, beautiful. That was solid.
Want to get some drunk motherfucker?
Yeah, dude. He got the underhook in. It was great. I mean, that, I see that. Let's sign this guy to a fight, right?
How wasted is BJ Penn in this video? Like,
I don't know.
Do you think he's just like completely inebriated, or maybe he's just had a couple beers?
It could be like either one.
He's
I feel like
fucked.
he's that crazy where he could be like completely drunk or he could be completely sober.
Right.
Like it doesn't even matter. Like he's that crazy at this point. So then they're on top. They clinch up. They separate. BJ kind of like right there, kind of like pops his chin out, like, what, motherfucker? Like, you can't do anything. And he's going to follow up. He hits him with like a right hook and then like a left hook, like 1-2. Like not a 1-2, but like right, left, out.
Oh.
Out.
Boom,
Right,
boom.
bam, right on the chin, out.
That's,
Jeez.
It's just, come on, dude. Like,
He's a
BJ
Hall of
BJ was
Famer.
done. He was trying to walk away, I think, there, right?
Maybe.
He's
I
like,
don't know.
What? You can't do nothing. And I think he had stopped, right? Like, people were pulling him off.
People
and
were
I
pulling
think
him
he
off,
was,
yeah.
thought it was over. I think this fucking asshole got a couple in after the bell.
Maybe. But I don't know. Like his demeanor right here is like he doesn't give a shit about walking away.
I think, like, when
Or
a fighter,
he's like, what do you got, motherfucker? And then bam, boom, it's over.
when a fighter's
So-
doing shit like this, man, it's like something's
Not right.
working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and Conor McGregor's gotten in trouble for it. Volkan Ozdemir got in trouble for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like those are just
Well,
hard.
the Vulcan one, I don't
I don't think that was his. I don't think
Yeah.
he brought that on himself or
From what I read, it seemed like they kind of figured out who he was and were trying to
just
like
fucking with him.
Yeah.
Like a guy fucking with Chuck Liddell at a nightclub or something like
right,
that.
yeah. And then it's like it gets to a certain point where like he's there with like friends or like a girlfriend or something, and
He's like, please leave me alone. They're like, no. And
yeah,
he's
and
like,
then
please
it
leave me
gets to
alone.
a point like I'm going
No.
to protect myself and who I'm with, and and then he just knocks dudes out.
Right.
But yeah, the Conor McGregor stuff, you could also argue that like it's the fact that he's so big
fame.
that but this
Just CTE.
seems like CTE. Like we say that as a joke, but like
No,
seriously,
I'm not. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
seriously it is. Like
It
could
messes
be.
with your decision making. It messes with your frame of mind. So I think it's definitely CTE related. Given his career, he's fought in fucking wars. I mean, he's fought the best
Yeah.
of the best for 10, 15 years now. So it's just sad, dude.
What's
It
his-
really is just sad.
What's his losing streak?
I think 7.
7 fights. When was the last?
7.
How many years ago was his last win?
2010, 9
Dude,
years
he hasn't
ago.
won a fight in
9
9
years.
years. 9 fucking years.
9 years.
That's crazy.
And then before that, like he fought Matt Hughes, Frank Yeager twice, Diego fucking Sanchez, Kenny Florian, George St. Pierre, Sean Shirk, Joe Daddy Stevenson, Jens Pulver, Matt Hughes again, George St. Pierre again, Henzo Gracie, Lyoto Machida for fuck's sake,
Yeah, what?
Rodrigo Gracie, Dwayne Ludwig, Matt Hughes again, Takanori Gomi when he was in his prime back in
Matt
2003,
Serra.
like Matt Serra, like these guys are like all killers. Dean Thomas,
Oh my god.
what?
That's crazy.
Nuts. So like it's just sad.
BJ, we love you, man.
Stop street fighting, dude. But that leads us in to our ease back section. Of the show. We just, given BJ Penn street fighting had me thinking about street fights, dude. And I got into one scuffle back in the day, years ago. I call it a scuffle because I don't feel right calling it a fight because it wasn't really a fight. It was with like a neighbor, kid that lived across the street.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just like, I don't know, goofing off, hanging out. But it was like a group of us, and he had like an airsoft gun. We were like, goofing off with it or whatever. And me and him got into some argument. I don't even remember what led to it, but I remember him like aiming it at me, and I was like, if you shoot me with that gun, like I'm gonna kick the shit out of you.
He shot you with the gun.
He cocked it, and that was like enough for me. And I
really?
ran at
So
him.
he didn't. You're an asshole. He
Well,
didn't even
dude,
shoot you.
Yeah,
with it.
no. But he opposed the threat, dude. He was like Leon Edwards, and I was Jorge Masvidal, and he put his hands
Yeah,
up. That's enough for
okay,
me. Like,
all
you're
right.
coming at me, that's it.
Right.
And he cocked it, and then I started running at him, and then he shot it, and like I put my head down. I remember I felt it like bounce off the top of my head, and I just tackled him. And I think I might have like hit him once. Even if I did, it wasn't like a solid shot.
Yeah.
You know, it was like I might have just like hit him on like the stomach or something at one point.
Right.
And then just got up and that was it. It was over. And what's funny is like it was like not even like a CO2 or electric. Like it was like a spring-loaded fucking airsoft gun. So it felt like literally nothing.
Yeah, see, like, I think when you're younger like that, you always think that, this shit's going to hurt really bad. Like, someone pointing that at you, like, you think it's going to hurt.
I was like, I want to say like 11.
Yeah, see, it's
12.
I think you just build up in your head that it's going to hurt so much. I was the same way. Like, someone
I was like terrified of like paintball when I was like 10 years old, and I was just like horrified. Like, I was so afraid of it.
I got shot in the face paintballing one time.
Jesus.
Yeah. Went on the paint went like under the like the mouth guard or whatever,
right?
And it was just like in my mouth.
Oh God, dude!
I was wearing like goggles and shit,
Biological
but the paint
warfare.
like got in my eye. It was awful, man.
Yeah, right, dude.
But I mean, everything else was fine. Just that part kind of sucked.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
it like shot my head back a little bit when I got hit in the face.
Right,
dude,
right.
Some motherfucker was like, "Yeah, headshot," and I'm over there just like spitting paint out. Fuck.
Did you fight anybody at that point? Did you fight the kid who shot you in the face?
No. I didn't even see who did. That was the fucked up part. I was probably just standing out there like an asshole with my head. Yeah, just with my head up, you know. And this guy's like, "Oh, look at this fucking idiot kid."
Bob. Yeah.
Headshot. Walks away.
Yeah, right. I don't blame the kid, dude. I'd probably do the same thing if I see someone's head just sticking out like that.
It was definitely all me. I was just a dumbass.
Yeah. But I feel like if I was my first time paintballing, I would have done something like that too.
No tactical,
awareness
at all. Yeah, it was just dog shit. I didn't really get in like real fights or anything. We did like body shots and shit in middle school because like that's what everybody did. Right?
Yeah, but that's like a controlled fight.
Yeah.
You're like no face shots because that's when shit gets real.
Nah, I don't. I used to go to this place every now and again at my old high school in California. And you would like, it was all the cool fucking kids did that. You would like crawl down this like no, they would like we would all like go down through. It was like this like hatch to go underground and would like go through like a sewer kind of thing, and then like the sewer would like open up. It was like some kind of drainage system, and like you would crawl down. You could stand up in there. It was like a
I see what you're saying, but it's still some like Fight Club.
Yeah,
shit.
And you go through, and it was like this little. It wasn't like a backyard, but it was like so you would have. It was like the back of where all these different houses met. So it was like this yard, but it didn't belong to anyone kind of thing. Right. And all the kids would just fight like every day. Like they called it Narnia, and you would just go and watch people kick the shit out of each other. Every now and then a kid would get like a rusty fork or something like that.
Oh my God!
It got real, dude. Sometimes I mean it was crazy.
Jesus, man.
But yeah, not good.
No.
Fun to watch.
Yeah.
But sometimes it was like my friends and I were watching. We're like, "Are we about to when it's a crime? Like, what the fuck?"
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, dude. If fighting is a crime.
It was like
no matter what.
You went and you just hoped that you were the kid who could like stand over the kid who was unconscious and be like that scene in Friday.
Just got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, you were hoping you could be that kid that day. That's what you wanted to be. Just that asshole.
So like, were they like
Were they sketchy?
No, I was gonna say like scheduled fights.
No,
and I don't mean like put on like a Google Calendar. I mean like where like kids in high school they would be like, "Yo, do you want to fight later?"
The thing was, it wasn't like they could be enemies, and that's when it got like okay, a crime. But like sometimes it'd just be like, "Yo, I want to fight you," and they'd be like, "Okay," they'd be like, you'd just be like, "Okay." I mean, I never fucking dared step in that mess. I didn't want to get fucking tuberculosis or whatever the fuck. The fuck,
Right. No, because like that, we had kind of stuff like that in our high school. I mean, you were there for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But like, I never saw, like, I never went to these things. But like, there was a lot of times where people would fight just to fight. Like, they didn't hate each other. Some of them times were like they were even friends. So it was just like I have it like sometimes kids were like, "Oh, I have like a pair of boxing, like 2 pairs of boxing gloves, like we can fight." And they'd be like, "Okay," like they, it was like a fun, almost kind of fun thing, and it was controlled. Like they wouldn't, let it get out of hand and stuff. But there were a couple here and there where like people really actually like hated each other.
Those are the best ones.
They were the best, 100%.
The drama, dude.
Yeah, dude.
You gotta have the drama.
The fights in school, those were always great too.
I remember like at the high school we went to, it was like the kids would fight in the bathroom and shit.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that. Like,
yeah.
Blood on the fucking toilet seat. It's like, oh.
I remember that one. I think we were
juniors. I don't know. I was only at that school the last last quarter or semester or something like that. I don't know what it was. It was like the last half. Yeah, something like that.
But Yeah, I remember there was one where it was his two kids, where one kid was banging some other kid's girlfriend.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then he found out about it.
Yeah.
Bad shit. And like the kids, I guess the boyfriend Bangy.
Bangy.
Yeah, was upset clearly, and they
Right.
fought in the bathroom. Yeah. And remember, but
the
he
Bangy
wasn't.
lost, didn't he? The Bangy.
No, the Bangy beat the shit out of the kid.
Really?
Yeah, like it was like he beat the shit out of him. It was crazy.
That's
Like
awesome.
the only reason people found out about it was because the Bangy had a white T-shirt on, and when he left, it was like covered in blood.
That's fucking.
And like
dope.
one of the aides was like, what happened there? And he was like, nothing. And that's
Punches
just a
the aide in
complete
the
bait and
face.
lie. Yeah,
Shut the fuck up.
that never happened. I don't think. I
hope not.
any like kid ever fought a teacher. Maybe like in Twilight.
Yeah.
Twilight was the thing where like you did stuff
Twilight.
bad
What
enough
the
to like
fuck?
get kicked out of regular class, but not completely expelled. So they put you in Twilight.
They just called it ISS in California.
Well, it's in school suspension.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just what it was called.
Well, this was not like just in school. This was the thing you were at permanently. Like you were just in Twilight. That was it.
You're just like a fucking loser.
Every day, the rest of your high school career. Maybe I don't know if you could get out of it, but like yeah,
It's not that you're a loser, but it's just like, school's not for you, kind of a thing. You're just
Right.
like fucking around and beating shit out of people.
Beating the shit out of people. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I knew a couple kids like that in high school. I guess I never had the balls to do that, to like not give a shit, to fully not give a shit.
I have to give somewhat of a shit.
Yeah, like I don't want to give a shit, but it's just like my anxiety won't let me not give a shit.
It's fun to say you don't give a shit, right? Oh, I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
Duh. It's like,
But then like your health insurance bill comes in, and you're like, dude, what if I like run my toe over?
you're like wearing
am I
a
gonna
barrel,
do?
like how they did in Prohibition, like a barrel strapped over you. You know?
Dude, pretty much, man. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. But there's certain kids that I knew. Like, there's one kid I was friends with who. It's funny because I always thought he was going to fight. Like, he had fought a lot, but like I never really saw him fight. But like before I really like was hanging out with him, he was fighting constantly. Like there was always stories of like people fighting him. There's multiple people that like me and him would be walking in the hallway, and like certain people would, like a person would walk by and he'd be like, fuck that kid, I want to beat the shit out of him. And I'm like, why? He's like, well, because we have fought before, and like it got broken up, and I wasn't finished. Like I wanted to keep beating this kid up. Like he was a psychopath. And the only time he got into a fight in high school when I was like friends with him, we were in separate fucking buildings.
Damn.
It's like one of the only times like we were hanging out like in school all the time. We were always walking around together. Like we worked together outside of school and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And like the one time he got into a fight, I wasn't there. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me,
That
dude?
sucks.
I've been trying to cash in this ticket for months now, and you're going to do it when I'm not around. But
I love when my friends in school got in fights. California was the best. Like I remember, like I was sitting with my buds, and like there was this other table that we knew the people at, but we just like didn't sit together or whatever. But we're still all like kind of friends, I guess.
right, yeah.
But not super close. And I don't know what the fuck they were saying to this kid, right? But this kid, like, I don't know what the situation was, but someone we knew said something to this kid. I don't know.
So this kid was not at that table? This kid was just some random kid?
Like he was just like, he was kind of, some behavioral problems, this kid, but like he didn't fit in very well, but he was on the football team. Like people knew him and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And I guess he just came over and sat down with him.
Was he big? Like football team? Was he big?
He was big. Yeah, this motherfucker was big. But like he was on the football team, but he wasn't like super cool. So he's like talking to the kids at this table, and I guess someone we knew said something like, "Oh, don't sit with us" or something like that. And I just hear the kid go, "Oh, don't stop saying that. Stop saying it." And the motherfucker says it again. Next thing, kid flies over this fucking table. Like this football player just chucks one of our friends over the table.
Jesus Christ.
And the school was outside, so it's like you hit the fucking pavement.
Oh,
like,
God. Yeah, dude.
And then they just start fighting, and then it got broken up. And the kid runs away. And
The football kid? Or
yeah,
the kid?
this kid mobs down like out the yard, I guess.
Right.
It sounds cooler than it is.
Sounds like a prison, dude, yeah.
No, but janitor's like chasing after him. Like, get back here. And he's like crying and shit after he just fucked this kid up.
That's upsetting, dude.
Yeah, you just fucked this kid up, and now he's crying. It's like,
Dude, that's
Jesus Christ.
sad. Because, like, The kid probably said some like hurtful shit that like he was sensitive to,
he
and
beat
then he
the
got
shit
so
out of him.
angry that he beat the shit out of him. But he probably didn't want, like, he didn't wake up that day thinking like I want to beat the shit out of somebody.
No.
Like, you know, like
It
he
was
probably
like-
just snapped, and that sucks, dude.
Yeah, he
That's
just
awful.
Literally lifts this motherfucker up like over his head and
Oh my
throws it. Like it was awesome. I don't know what
Dude,
that
holy
dumb fuck was
shit.
thinking, talking shit to him.
Right? Yeah, dude.
It's like
You gotta pick your battles, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably learned that day. Like,
Yeah.
I'll probably not talk shit to any football players anytime soon.
And the thing is, like, after kids fight and hate each other, like they hate each other and then they fight, and it's like they're friends after that kind of.
Most of the times, yeah, like they don't really
respect.
Yeah, they just kind of end it at that point. That's interesting. I mean, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Like, it depends on how it ends, honestly.
I guess your friend clearly was not.
No, he was kind of a psychopath.
Okay.
I haven't talked to him in years, but yeah, because like for example, like there was a time where he fought a kid behind a movie theater, and like it got broken up really quickly. But like he was getting like the better of this kid from what I've heard. But yeah, like for years after that, like years,
He was looking like
was
Gustafson
ready.
with the Shara.
Yeah, like dude was ready, like constantly was ready to fight this kid. Like he was like, if I see him, like if he would say like if they're like at lunch together, like he would fight him. Like if you saw him for like an
Damn.
extended period of time, he was like I
10
wouldn't be able to
seconds.
not want to beat the shit out of him.
9, 8. He just
Yeah,
goes.
right, right. Yeah, so like I don't know, but the pavement thing that you mentioned, that's another thing that bothers me in street fight videos. I watch them
The
frequently.
head hitting the pavement.
Dude.
The worst.
It's worse. Like it's the worst when like they're fighting at like a park and they choose to fight like at the blacktop of
Yeah.
like the basketball courts when there's grass literally everywhere around them, and it's like, what are you doing, dude? Like, you hear stories all the time. Like people can like manslaughter happens all the time where like people just get into a fight, someone just hits somebody, not because they're just pissed off and not thinking. They knock that person out, head hits the pavement, boom, dead, over.
It's like if they fall down and it's like they land maybe like an inch to the right or something, they're just, like you said, dead. Like it's
Yeah.
so like you just never know.
Yeah.
The head on the pavement, and when it bounces
Dude,
that
it's-
little bit,
yeah,
that's the
it's
because you know
messed
they're
up to
out,
see.
right? You know
Yeah.
they're just completely knocked out.
They're out before they even hit the ground, and then they're not bracing.
Yeah, and
So, like-
does that ground shot, you think, like when their head bounces off, I think that's probably more devastating than any.
100%.
punch,
100%.
right?
I think so. Yeah. That's like, in MMA and stuff like that, they use like I don't know what type of material entirely it
I
is,
think
but
it's
like
wood, or maybe it's not wood now, but
it's like canvas on top of wood or
Canvas,
something. Yeah,
yeah.
it's something, but it has like a little bit of like a give.
Mhm.
So like it's somewhat better.
Yeah, it doesn't make you cringe when they.
No,
It does a little, but
It
not
does,
like,
yeah, but not
like
insanely.
in a fucking World Star video.
Right, dude. Yeah, dude. That's a website that just probably needs to go away, dude.
Nah, dude,
You
still
like it?
doing it, man.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I mean, but like they're still like they're not going away, I guess.
Nah, they're getting like big. Do they have like a Snapchat like
Really?
page now? That's like on like their main page. And I was like, I thought this was like an underground thing that like, no one really
Dude,
wasn't allowed to be talked
I
about.
wonder if I wonder like why people feel the need to yell World Star.
It's just like it's like a Ric Flair woo now.
I guess, right.
where like you go to any sporting event, any sporting event in the United States, if it's indoors, someone's gonna do the Ric Flair woo at some
It's
point.
like
It's
I don't know.
guaranteed, and it's
Culture
annoying as
thing.
shit.
Woo!
Yeah, like I'm Flyers fan. They do it all the time at those games. It's just
It's like every sporting event now.
yeah, it's just insane, dude.
Hmm.
It's just like, all right, we get it. Ric Flair, there's a guy named Ric Flair. He made a thing, the noise. It was
I
like,
mean,
whoa.
I really like Ric Flair. Have you seen the 30 for 30 on Ric Flair?
No, I heard it was really interesting.
You
Though
gotta watch it.
Yeah?
man. It's so good.
30 for 30 is a great, dude.
They're really good.
They're
I like when they
really
do the little
good.
animations in them.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
The best,
dude. They're great.
Love
The
that.
best 30 for 30 I saw was one about the Duke lacrosse team.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard about it.
Mm-mm. What was
But
the
was like-
story?
It was like years ago where like they like got a stripper. I don't know if it was more than one to come like to their house or their college house or whatever. And like she came out later, like a couple days later, weeks later, I don't know what it was, but she basically like was saying that they like assaulted her.
Right.
And we're doing all kinds of nasty shit to her and we're forcing her to do stuff and sexually assaulted her.
Mhm.
I don't remember exactly what it was she said. Like they didn't like full on like rape her, but it was like
Assault.
among those lines, yeah. But the whole story, like the way the documentary was done really, really well. Where like you go back and forth of like, oh, did they do it? Did they not do it? Like you hear perspectives from both sides, and then it turns out that they didn't actually do it. That she
Ooh.
like lied, And like what adds more to like the conspiracy, like the whole thing, the drama of it was like the mayor of the town that that Duke is in. Like apparently there's like a tension between like the town and the college, like the people of the town and the college.
Oh, really?
And like it might not. I don't think it was the mayor. I think it was the DA. But he was like up for re-election.
Okay.
And so like he made this case like a big deal. He was like, we're gonna bring these kids to justice, like a big thing. And it turns out that like it was fabricated. Yeah.
Mm.
And like it was, I remember like when you found out it was fabricated, I was like, fuck that bitch. I was like, dude, get her. Like this is awesome. It was like watching Goodfellas. It was so interesting.
It's like, it's tough for strippers. It's gotta be tough for strippers to like claim sexual assault because like no one like believes them.
Yeah,
probably. It's just,
I mean,
like,
it's tough
there's
for women in general because there's always like a lot of people always think like, oh, she could be lying for attention, and like
right.
That does happen, but I think it happens far less.
It definitely happens, yeah.
But
especially, it's got to happen to strippers like all the time, right?
Where they get assaulted.
It's tough.
It's a tough profession,
up, man.
But
that's not smart.
Nah,
Hurts other
just,
strippers.
Yeah, right. No, but that's like a big pet peeve of mine, people that like lie about that shit. Because like one, the person that you're accusing, like their life is ruined. Like even if like they're found not guilty, like afterward, like people will always look at them and think like this guy's a rapist forever.
Yeah.
And then two, like you're completely disrespecting people who have actually been assaulted.
Right.
And like you're making it harder for when they come forward and they're like, oh, I've been assaulted, and people think that they're lying because of people like, this bitch who just lies. And it's just, it's upsetting. But yeah, that was a good one. Big 30 for 30 fan.
Yeah, I like 30. They're all good.
Yeah.
They're all good.
Apparently they have they do a bunch of radio ones now. I haven't heard of any of them, but I'm assuming they're good too. I gotta watch the one about the Rocky story. Have you heard about that one? The guy who he's saying that Rocky's based on his life or something like that. Yeah. I've heard of that story, but I didn't hear the 30 for 30 of it.
I think it is a 30 for 30, but I gotta watch that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It sounds good. But, all right, that'll just about do it for this episode of the Lane Brains Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you again to Ben Sounds for giving us the intro and outro music, because I refuse to pay for any of it. But thank you again, and we will see you next time.
Thanks.